Alright, so I'm gonna be going over if you should summon on the new ReZero banner or not. So at first I'm gonna start off by going over what everybody does. So Amelia, the half elf girl, she let me pull her up. I should have done this. Well, okay. This card she freezes on rank 1. This card she freezes and deals 20% damage. And on the rank 3 she does 360 and then freezes. And for this card, she has the same card as Gother. So the dissolve, she delays takeoff ultimate gauge. She depletes takeoff ultimate gauge at the end of the enemy's turn. For 1 turn, 2 turns, 2 turns, and 2 ult gauge. And 120, 120, 180. And her ult is the same ult as Lost Vein. The secret technique does more damage the more cards you have in your hand for that hero. And it has type advantage over everyone, no matter their typing. And we're gonna go over Rem, the blue-haired girl, blue-haired twin, I guess. She has an amplified card, 180, 270, and 450. Amplified does 30% more damage on each buff the hero has. She has an interesting card. I think this is new. I don't think any other hero has had this. Or unit, I should say. But she inflicts damage equals to 130, 195, and 135. No, 325. My bad. On all enemies, decreases ultimate move damage by 20, 30, and 50%. On rank 2 and 3, she restricts ultimate move effects. So, like on Escanor, if you hit him with this, then his death effect will proc. And her ultimate is an AoE. I thought it was single target when I first saw it, but it's AoE. Inflicts shatter damage equal to 420% of attack on all enemies. And that's at 1/6. It goes to 420, 462, 504, 546, and 588, and 630 at 6/6. And what's next is Rom. So I actually managed to pull Rom and Beatrice. The 2 that I didn't want to pull, I pulled. It's whatever. Oh, I forgot to talk about their passives. Okay. First, before we get into any passive, Rom and Beatrice. Amelia's passive is it completely cucks AoE, like double AoE units like Hendrickson or Hauser. When the hero receives attacks from the same enemy 2 or more times, it can only be 2 times. I don't know why they said 2 or more. During the enemy's turn, cleanse all debuffs from allies and freezes the enemy for 2 turns. So let's say Hendrickson, like you're facing a king team and you have Amelia. Let's say Hendrickson attacks twice, then he'll be frozen and you'll cleanse all debuffs. So that just absolutely cucks the king team even more. And for Rem, what is her passive? Okay. When a hero uses skills or move skills to rank up a skill, okay, I'm gonna just summarize this in the best way that I can. Every time you get ultimate gauge, you increase attack related stats by 5% for 3 turns, up to 5 times. If there are 5 or more ultimate move gauge, recovers 30% of max HP. So yeah, every time you get an ultimate gauge, you get a buff, and when you have max ultimate gauge, then you recover 30% of max HP. For Ram, her first ability is to stun 200, 200, 250, and it stuns on level 2 and 3. Oh wait, no, this is the Rupture card. The Rupture card, it does 20% more damage against buffed enemies, so it cucks Goddess Liz shield. Like, it's just like Ludostia. And this is the same card as Goddess Liz, unironically. And she has the same ultimate as Death Pierce. It only has a 300% multiplier at 1/6 and only a 450 at 6/6. But it also decreases attack related stats by 30% for 3 turns, which is really good. And the enemies will like do no damage. And Beatrice, or as I like to call her, Beat Rice, because that's what her name looks like. First ability inflicts damage equal to 180, 270, and 400% of attack on one enemy, and life steals 40% of the damage. And her second ability inflicts despair damage equal to 130 to 195. I was supposed to say 295 and 325. Despair, every time a crit occurs, then you get healed for like 15%, I think it is. Whoa, hold up. Oh, wrong card. This is the despair card. Get hit for 15, 20, and 30%. And her ultimate, it looks really cool. Inflicts damage equal to 350 of attack on one enemy. No, on all enemies, and life steals 30% of the damage. And it goes up to 525 at 6/6. So, oh, let me go over her passive and ROM. Well, I know ROM or RAM, whatever. She increases the basic stats of all unknown heroes by 20%. So she's basically like an unknown Sario, passive-wise. Ability-wise, she's nothing like Sario. But passive-wise, she's just like Sario, but just for unknown. And for Beatrice, increases the hero's HP-related stats by 5% for each unknown ally in battle. That's kind of like how Zeldris is, but I think he increases base stats by 5%, and he's for commandments and demons. I think it's just for commandments. And recovers HP of unknown allies by 60% of the amount the hero recovers when using skills. So they're really trying to build this unknown type of meta. So usually people would run her, people would run Merlin, Red Gother, like Amelia or Rem or something like that, it doesn't matter. And then Rom in the back. People don't really run Beatrice because she's not really the most useful. But yeah, that's all for what they do. Do I recommend summoning? No, not really. I mean, if you see this banner, the only good things on the banner is these four. Green Jericho is pretty solid, but these days she's not really the best. I mean, she's really good. She is really good, but she's not meta, and everybody wants to run meta. So yeah, and for these 4 units, if you're a collector, or if you just want to collect them all because you like ReZero, you're gonna need the whale. If you're free to play, I guess you can risk it because these units are really good, but I wish you good luck because this banner sucks. I mean, I got pretty lucky. I pulled 2 of them, in 300, but I pulled the 2 I didn't want. I really wanted Amelia and Rem, so I'm gonna go back in the banner later today, when PvP resets. So yeah, if you're a whale, go for it. But if you're free to play, only if you like ReZero, honestly, or if you like to risk things. Other than that, I don't recommend summoning because we're about to get a Holy War Festival anyway. So if you want to save your gems for that, because it could be Ominous Nebula Zeldris. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. If you're free to play, probably not. If you're a whale, sure. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you summoned or if you're summoning or whatever. But yeah, see ya.